Clipchamp Create.
Using 1 sugar in each dough would do to a cookie. With all white sugar, spread the most, didn't have a ton of flavor.
Clipchamp
Light brown
Create.
sugar was a little bit chewier, spread a little bit less, and the dark brown sugar was really overpowering in its flavor and spread the least. And visually, you can see a big
Clipchamp
difference
Create.
too. And what we found was you really can't get that classic flavor just using one. Next thing we had to tackle is flour. So we've got all-purpose, bread flour, and cake
Clipchamp
flour.
Create.
Really the only difference here is the amount of protein and therefore gluten in these flours. Just think about it like this. Bread's like really nice and chewy, has a great texture, great structure, having that gluten and
Clipchamp
protein.
Create.
Whereas cake, you think of it as tender, it's light, it's airy, it's gonna have less of those things. What it really comes down to is taste and texture. All-purpose gave you,
Clipchamp
standard
Create.
cookie. The bread flour led to a significantly chewier cookie. The cake flour was the one that really spread the most. It was pretty delicate. And then similar to sugar, we decided that in
Create.
order to get the best result, you gotta use a combination of two. So on to fat. We wanted to see the difference between softened butter and melted butter. And then we wanted to see what would happen if we
Clipchamp
switched it out
Create.
completely and used coconut oil. Between softened butter and melted butter, visually they look pretty similar. The melted butter spread a little bit more. And then taste, we didn't notice a
Clipchamp
huge
Create.
difference either. Tested with coconut oil and it worked. It was a cookie, but it lost like that great oomph, that butter brings to all baked goods. And so in
Clipchamp
the end, we
Create.
definitely prefer using butter. Eggs, we went pretty simple with this one. Just an egg and an egg yolk contributes to more of like a fudgier, richer cookie. Obviously, we're making chocolate chip cookies. We have to
Clipchamp
have
Create.
chocolate chips. But we're also going to add a little bit something extra with some chunks of dark chocolate. Cut it with a serrated knife into little chunks and add that to your dough. It's really nice because you
Clipchamp
have like a
Create.
variance of flavors and textures throughout. It's really just a few fundamental ingredients and learning how to master their properties in order to get the best result that you're after. And finally,
Clipchamp
after
Create.
all that testing, we came up with our ultimate recipe. Here we go. So we're going to start by sifting out the flour.
Clipchamp Create. 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 Clipchamp Create.
Cookie dance, 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 do the cookie dance, do the cookie dance, do the cookie dance,
Clipchamp Create.
dance, dance, dance.
Welcome to mi casa, come see how I'm living. Me and Mrs. Fields waking bacon in the kitchen and we call that
Clipchamp
bachelorissa. You know we love Milanos, if you need some while you dance, we can get them to you pronto. See my cookie masa chain, rocks a masa cookie chain. Cookies in my IV, flowing through my
Clipchamp Create.
veins. Go with ham, got these batches bacon by the gram. I'ma make them dance, throw these cookies like they bands. Hands up, hands up, hands down. Put the cookie in the milk, twirl it all around. Hands up, hands down. Put the cookie in the milk, twirl it all around and